Hey guys, Mark here. I hope you are well. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate a practical knot called the transom knot. This knot is a binding knot used to do temporary or less temporary lashings at a right angle. Those familiar with the constrictor knot will find this knot a piece of cake to tie. With this said, let me show you the knot, its uses, then let's tie one. Here you can see an example of me using the transom knot in order to lash together a cross. Now the transom knot is going to be more of a temporary lashing that's going to hold for a while. Now if you want something more permanent, then you would use a lashing. But the transom knot is worth considering where you need something temporary or something that's not critical. It will save you a lot of time using the transom knot instead of a lashing. Where do I use the transom knot? Now usually I use it to set up jigs for paracord crosses. These are temporary jigs which need to be disassembled once the knot is tied. So for this purpose the transom knot is ideal. I will first set up a jig, attach some cordage onto it, and tie a sailor's knot. After tying the sailor's cross knot, I would simply remove the jig and after removing the jig, I would finish up the knot. And finally, the result is going to be a sailor's cross knot. To tie the transom knot, place two objects at a right angle. Here I'm using two pieces of a dowel rod. Take a piece of paracord, place it diagonally over the top, come around this vertical dowel rod and to the bottom right. Like this. So basically we made a simple loop. Now travel with your working hand to the left side like this. So onto the left side of the standing end. Finally, travel under the two middle strands, crossing here at the center, and then simply tighten up. Now, the tighter that you make the transom knot, the better it's going to hold. Before I show you how I tighten up the transom knot, let's do a quick refresher on the marline spike hitch. I use this hitch in order to tighten up the transom knot. So to tie a marline spike hitch, you will usually use some sort of an object. Traditionally, a marline spike was used, but you can use a rod, a dowel rod, a piece of a stick, whatever you have. You place the spike over the cord. You then proceed by hooking the bottom of the cord, like this. Then you hook the top of the cord, like this. And finally, you pull this part of the cord into the loop to create a marline spike hitch. Like this. You can now pull on this piece of cordage using the marline spike as a handle. This creates a lot of tension. Now, as mentioned earlier, the tighter that you're going to pull on the two ends of the transom knot, the more secure it's going to be. This is how I would do it for maximum security. Take two objects, for example 2 screws, 2 nails, or something made out of hardwood. We're going to use these as the handles with which we're going to pull on the transom knot to tighten it up. Take one of these and tie a marline spike hitch onto it. So you place it over the cord, you hook the bottom end, you hook the top end, and you feed the top end through the loop. And this is a handle with which you're able to pull on this end. You take the second one and you do exactly the same thing on the top end. So you place it over the cord, you hook the bottom, you hook the top, and you place the top through the loop like this. And you now have two handles with which you can tighten up the transom knot further. So now all you do is you pull as tight as you can, and you did the best job that you could. The second thing that you can do in order to reinforce the transom knot is to tie a second one. Now, the first transom knot is tied vertically, and the second one would be tied horizontally, so at a right angle. We usually tie it on the other side, so at the back. Now you can use the same strand that you used for the first knot, or you can use a different strand. So to tie it, we take a strand, we first make a loop, then we pass behind and to the left side of the standing end, then travel under the X shape here, and tighten up. And what you tied is a second transom knot to reinforce the first one. So guys, with this we came to the end of the video. I hope that this tutorial comes in handy. Thank you and see ya next time.